This video is for Lesson 6-2 about order of operations. Our learning target today is to find the value of expressions using the order of operations. Please open your textbook to page 441 and get your materials ready. Real-world link. The table here shows the cost of different snacks at a concession stand at a school hockey game. So the items they sell are popcorn, juice or soda, hot dog, and popcorn costs $2, juice and soda costs $1, and hot dogs cost $4. So they would like us to find the price of 3 containers of popcorn. So I would take 3 times the $2, and it would cost me $6. And now they'd like me to find the price of 4 hot dogs. Well, each hot dog is $4, and there are 4 of them, so I'm going to take 4 times 4 and get $16. So what is the total cost of buying 3 boxes of popcorn and 4 hot dogs? Well, I take my $6 and add it to the $16 and see that I've spent a total of $22. So what 2 operations did we use in exercises 1 and 2? Okay, so what we did is we had to use multiplication and addition. And it says, explain how the answer to exercise 3, how to find the answers. So we multiplied 3 times 2 to get 6, and then we added the 4 times 4, or $16 together. So today we're going to be talking about order of operations. So the steps of order of operations is to simplify expressions inside any grouping symbols like parentheses or brackets. We're going to find the value of all the powers or exponents. We'll multiply and divide in order from left to right, and we're going to add or subtract in order from left to right. So in a numerical expression, that's like a number sentence, like 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4 is a combination of numbers and operations. We have numbers, and we have multiplication, addition, and then second set of multiplication. The order of operation tells you which operation to perform first so that everyone finds the same value. The trouble is that for kids, sometimes they just want to do everything in order without following the rules. So we'll find that kids will take the 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4. We're used to doing our math from left to right, that we just go straight across. So kids would take and do 3 times 2 and get 6, and then they'd add 4, and then they'd get 10, and then they'd multiply that by 4 and get 40 for an answer. Well, that is incorrect. The actual answer, if we take 3 times 2 plus 4 times 4, you actually have to do the multiplication pieces before addition. It has a higher importance. So it'd be 6 and 16, and then we'd add those together and get the $22. And that was our price back with the popcorn and the hot dog problem from the real world link on the previous page. We would much rather pay $22 for those food items rather than this $40. So we can't just go from left to right and do whatever we want. We actually have to follow rules. So I really like to summarize this word PEMDAS. PEMDAS right here is P-E-M-D-A-S. The PEMDAS, P stands for parentheses, and you can also have something called brackets. These are grouping symbols that kind of hold chunks of numbers together. In our lesson 6-1, we worked with exponents. So we knew this would mean x times x times x. And multiplication and division. I kind of like to think of these guys as winning the Olympics. Parentheses always gets the gold medal. They go first. Exponent always gets the silver medal. And then multiplication and division, they're kind of like twins. You wouldn't say that one twin is more important than the other twin if you're talking about kids. So multiplication and division has to be done from left to right. So if the division is on the left, we will do it first. If the multiplication's on the left, we do that one first. The same thing happens for the addition and subtraction. They are twins, so they're on the same level. They get the 4th place medal. And whoever comes first from left to right wins and gets to be done first. So if you notice right here, I have 2 video links, and these are in Moodle. This one is the Moodle video, or excuse me, PEMDAS video, and this one is the PEMDAS cartoon. So go ahead if you want and pause this recording, go ahead and watch those videos before you continue if you'd like. So let's take a look at this. We're going to start out with some very basic number expressions. Looking at this one, we have 10 subtract 2 plus 8. So there's no grouping symbols. So if we're thinking about our PEMDAS here, okay, remember parentheses. This is like exponents. This is your multiplication / division, and you're adding or subtracting. So we don't have any parentheses. There are no exponents. I don't see any multiplication or division. So then we do our adding and subtracting is in order from left to right. So over here on this side, we have the 10 subtract 2 is on our side. So let's rewrite this up here. I don't like exactly how the book does it. What we're going to do is we're going to make a plan. So I see subtraction comes first. They're at the same level. So we're going to subtract first, and then we're going to add. We're going to write our plan of attack, the steps, on top of our expression before we even get started. Now we're going to underline our first step. We take the 2 numbers on either side of the operation. So we're going to do 10 minus 2, which is 8. And then we rewrite the rest of the expression. So 8 plus 8. We bring that down. And now I'm going to, my next step says take 8 plus 8, and we get 16. And that's our final answer. If we did it incorrectly, and we did the addition first, we would have gotten 10, and 10 subtract 10 would be 0, and our answer would be quite different. So let's X this out because I'm not fond of it. Same with down here. So let's take number 2 and write it again. We have 4 plus 3 times 5. So I'm going to take a look up here at my PEMDAS. I don't have any parentheses. I don't see any exponents. However, I do see multiplication. So multiplication has a higher rank than my addition, so I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to go ahead and label that first. I'm going to multiply, and then I will be doing my subtraction or addition next. So we'll start off by underlining the 2 numbers on either side of that operation. And so 3 times 5 is 15. And I rewrite my whole expression again, bring down that 4 in the addition sign. And then our next step was to add the 4 plus the 15, which is 19. And that's our final answer. If we did this one incorrectly and we added first, we would get 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 times 5 is 35, which is much different. So expressions inside grouping symbols like parentheses are simplified first, following the order of operation inside those parentheses, following the same rules of PEMDAS. For example, in this expression, 3 plus 4 squared plus 5, we have to do the work here in parentheses first. And we will have to find 4 squared first because exponents come before addition in our PEMDAS. So let's try this one. Oops, grab a marker. 3 plus 4 squared in parentheses plus 5. So going through my PEMDAS, I go ahead and take a look. I do see parentheses. That means I am going to be working in these parentheses first. So I'm going to kind of put it up high. And I also see that I have exponents, so that's going to come next. So I'll put it above the 4 squared. And then I'll get to do the addition inside those parentheses. And then I'm going to do the addition outside the parentheses. So focusing in here, we're going to do our exponents first. So 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. I rewrite it, plus 5 in parentheses, plus 3. So I've done my 1, I've done this step 2. Now in step 3, I go ahead and get to add. 16 plus 5 is 21. I rewrite my expression. And now I'm going to do 3 plus 21, which is 24. So now they're getting much longer, and we really have to know. So make sure you get up here. Let's get our PEMDAS on our page right away. Okay, and I'm going to rewrite it because I'm going to kind of scribble this out of our way. And we'll kind of X that out. We're going to work right under here. So let's go through and make our plan. So looking through here, I do have parentheses. So that's where I'm going to work first. Now going through it again, I do not see any exponents. Now I'm looking for multiplication and division, and I see division as well as multiplication. And the division is on the left, so I'm going to go with that first, and then I will do my multiplication, and then the addition will be fourth. So to get started, I'll underline my parentheses. And so 9 minus 6 is 3. And now I rewrite the whole rest of the expression in front of it. And this is where I say you can't get lazy. You've got to take your time and do this layer by layer. So we're done with step 1. So now go to step 2. I'm going to do the division. So 20 divided by 4 is 5. And now you rewrite the expression. Step 3, we said we were going to multiply. So 17 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. Carry the 2. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5. So we get 51 plus 5. And now I'll go ahead and do 5 plus 51, which equals 56. All right, let's take a look at number 4. We're going to cross out how they write it, and we'll do it over here on the side. So I'll rewrite it, 3 times 6 squared plus 4. So let's go through our game plan. I do not see any parentheses. However, I do see exponents, so that's going to have to be evaluated first. Then I do see multiplication, and that will come before my addition. So I'll underline just my exponent. So 6 times 6 is 36. My step 2 was to multiply right here. So I'm going to take 36 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. So 108. And rewrite the rest of the expression. So now I'm going to take 108 plus 4, which is 112. We're going to start on this one by crossing out the blanks. I'm not going to use that. And let's write down our PEMDAS. All right, so let's rewrite the expression. We have 5 plus parentheses 8 squared minus 2 times 2. So let's evaluate. I see grouping symbols, so I know I have to focus my attention right in here. And I notice in here I have an exponent first, and then I'm going to have to subtract. On the outsides, I see multiplication over here, so that's step 3, and my addition will be last with step 4. So starting inside here, 8 squared is 64. 8 times 8 is 64, minus 2 times 2 plus 5, and don't forget those parentheses. Now I'll focus my eyes here and there, and I get 62 times 2 plus 5. And now I'm going to take 62 times 2, so 62 times 2, 4, 12. So I'm going to have 5 plus 124. And I'm going to go ahead and add them together, and I get 129 for an answer. All right, why don't you try these two on your own, pause the recording, and then turn it back on after you have tried both of them and see if your work looks like mine. Don't forget to start out by writing down your PEMDAS and writing down your number plan above it, and then underline as you go. Okay, if you did C right, you would have gotten 3. We would do parentheses first, multiplication, division, and then subtraction. So you can look at the layers and change yours if you have it incorrectly written down. And on D, you should have gotten 2. Exponents in the parentheses first, then we would add, and then division. So if we saw this in a story problem, this is what we would do. Looking here, we have write an expression for the total cost of 5 lotions, 2 candles, and 4 lip balms. We can use order of operations to kind of help us out. If I had 5 lotions, and they were $5 a piece, we take 5 times 5. And if to buy 2 candles, they each cost $7, so we would take 2 times 7. And then the lip balms were 4 of them for $2 each. We'd take 4 times 2, and we'd have to add them all up to get our grand total of how much we spent. So we could kind of simplify the 5 times 5 to 5 squared plus the 2 times 7 plus the 4 times 2. So 25, and we do the exponent first, and then we do our 2 times 7 and get the 14. The next time we do the 4 times 2, which is 8, and then we'd add them all together, and our total cost is 47. So let's try this one. We have Alexis and her 3 friends. So remember right there, don't get lost and think it's only 3. We're talking about 4 people here are at the mall. Each person then buys a pretzel for $4, sauce for $1, and the drink for $2. Write an expression. So we could write it out the long way, that each person, 4 people, each bought a pretzel for $4, so we would do 4 times 4. Then we'd add to that, they bought sauce for $1, so it'd be 4 times 1. And then we could add to that each of them bought a drink, so it'd be 4 times 2. So to find the total cost then, we would do our multiplications first. So we get 16 plus our 4 plus the 8, and then we could add them together. 16 plus 4 is 20, plus 8 equals $28 that we spent. Okay. Another way that we could write it, kind of simplifying it, with that we could put those parentheses on it. That 4 times 4, 4 times 1, and 4 times 2. So let's go ahead and have you try the practice assignment. Remember, be very careful. You have to follow your PEMDAS. And if you get confused, go back and look in the video. Make your number plan first, and then do your underlines, and you will be successful. Good luck.